Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of the Snyder Cut Debates, the only place on the internet where you will find two Snyder fans going head to head over the topic of the week. As always, I'm your host, Manu, and I'm really glad to be here tonight. Well, today, it's still the afternoon. I keep making that mistake. I am here today with two amazing Snyder fans. First and foremost, Fabrice, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing very well, man. It's good to have you on. And on the other side, we have Gio, the one and only Gio. Gio, how's it going, dog?
I'm doing well.
All right, it's good to have you, man. Are you home or are you in Japan? Because I be seeing you on your Instagram. You all over the world.
Bro, Japan won't let me come.
I mean, whatever
I'm
you did,
stuck, I'm stuck in New York, man.
yeah, man, whatever you did the last time you went down there, man, you gotta like send a letter of apology.
I think I think I brought over coronavirus, so I can't do
So we should be
it.
blaming you for all of this. But it's interesting that we bring up Japan because I think Japan is going to come up quite a bit in the debate that we're about to have today. So tonight's debate is the dream project for Zack Snyder to direct. Fabrice has chosen God of War, the PlayStation exclusive series, starring
Yes,
Kratos,
sir.
along with a host of Greek mythology and the Greek gods and all of that whatnot.
Yep.
And I gotta admit that is pretty exciting to think about what Zack Snyder would do with that property.
Mm,
And on the
mm.
other side, we have Gio, who's going to be representing the one and only Hideo Kojima and his magnum opus, Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid, for those of you who do not know, is a stealth game starring um, Solid Snake, who's a clone of one of the greatest soldiers to have ever lived, and he takes down a bunch of terrorists all of the time. So it's one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm not gonna lie, it would really be exciting for me to see Zack Snyder do that. But
Do,
you
do I
guys,
sense some bias there
no, no,
already?
no. You know me, man. You know me, man. Like my integrity as a host and as a man is always absolute. So you
Got you, got you,
don't worry
got you.
about it. It's all about the best argument. So we did the coin flip, and Fab won and chose Geo to go first. So the format, as if for those of you who still don't know, you're gonna get 3 minutes opening statement, 2 minute rebuttal, 1 more minute to make one final point, and then a 30-second closing statement in order to sway me, the host, as to why your debate point is the best point. So we're about to get started. Zack Snyder's dream project. We're starting on you, Gio. You have 3 minutes starting now. Go.
Okay. Yeah, so when you think about what Zack Snyder should be adapting next, like he's really done the comics that you want to see, and now we're looking sort of at video games, and it's ironic that we both chose a video game when we were thinking about it. But yeah, I chose Metal Gear Solid because Zach is a very visionary director, and when you think about adapting that game, you're gonna have to have someone that takes what Hideo Kojima created, that very like unique approach to that game, and sort of make something interesting out of it, puts it on film. Just the idea of like having Zach do like mechs, like actual like Metal Gears on screen and stuff like that. The idea of like I would assume he'd probably pick up Larry Fong to like do the visual to stuff. So like just all those night shots like going along with like that story, I think it would be great. And speaking of the story, like it's such a like I mean, I'll be honest, it's such a convoluted story. Um, to have someone be able to like really take that and put it into like a 3 hour, because it would have to be a 3 hour film. um, take that and put it into a 3 hour film and be able to make it concise. I think about Watchmen a lot. Like I think about just like his ability to take that graphic novel, put it into a film. I think of the same approach would probably have to do that to be able to take that series and put it into a sort of film. So
You
I
have 90
think
seconds
Zach's
left.
yeah, I think Zach's perfect adaptation would be Metal Gear Solid. I think him working with Hideo Kojima, I think they would like get along very well with each other. Like I think it's the same sort of like I don't know if Hideo Kojima has the experience to write a screenplay, but I think if you work with Zach to put that together, I think that would be amazing if they actually work together to do it. Um, and yeah, I just want to see Zach's version of like Metal Gear. I want to see like whatever crazy shit he comes up with. I don't know if I use my full 3 minutes. You know,
You
I'm
got
not
one
good
more
with
minute to
other stuff.
go.
Oh, okay. What am
You
I
got
supposed
a you got a whole minute to go. So use it
um,
wisely, man.
let's see what else. And then Junkie doing the score. Come on, imagine the Metal Gear score with Junkie. All right, let's just take everybody, from Watchmen and have them, have them do Metal Gear. Yeah, I don't really have much
Okay.
to add. I think it would just be like really amazing to see Stack approach that project. I think it's something very unique.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, I think it's something very unique, and I think that I wanted to see Zach approach something that has been different from sort of his current cinematography, or what I mean, current runner films.
Awesome, awesome. Good job, Gio. I think you did a very good job of like explaining your point
Hey,
of view right there.
that
You
that's
know,
a well stated premise,
you
man.
don't
I
have to be
liked it.
nice to him, Fab. You don't have to be
I,
nice to him. Like,
I'm a fan of Metal
uh,
Gear, so
uh,
hey,
and just a little added Metal
Okay,
Gear,
good.
just a little added Metal Gear trivia. Solid Snake is voiced famously by David Hayter, who also worked on the screenplay for Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
hmm,
There you go.
Yeah. So Fab,
mm,
you
mm.
chose God of War. So you have 3 minutes to tell us why God of War is your Zack Snyder dream project. 3 minutes starting now.
What's the one word you associate the most with Zach? It's the word epic. And there is nothing more epic than God of War. We're talking Greek mythology, we're talking Greek gods, just the visuals in your mind from Zach's previous work, like Watchmen, BVS, like the opening of Man of Steel. Just take that as a visual representation of how amazing God of War would look in Zach's hands. Let's get into the character. The character of Kratos is a very complex character from his origin, from his family getting murdered, and him taking up the mantle of the god of war from Ares. And for the most part, in Hollywood, the Greek gods have been, how can I say, they've been cleaned up. They've been made to look a lot more polished than they actually are. But in the world of God of War, they're represented as they actually were, as they're very immoral, a bunch of rapists, murderers, and in Zach's hands, that could be amazing to watch. And let's talk about what happened in the latest God of War. We moved away from the whole Greek mythology, and
90 seconds.
now we're in Norse mythology. So that gives it even an extra layer, and we could move from Norse mythology, and who knows where Kratos could end up in the upcoming game. So the characters, the array of characters are endless. Like I don't know how to put it, but I think God of War is a match made in heaven for Zack Snyder.
You have 1 more minute. Anything else you'd like to add?
Hey man, like Gio gave his options for like cinematography. I would say Fabian Wagner. Like I know Justice League didn't go exactly as planned. This could be the dream project for both of them. And I'll up you one from your Junkie XL and go with Hans Zimmer
Of
for the
course.
score of God of War. So yeah, Fabian Warner, Zack Snyder, Hans Zimmer.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you both. But you're both wrong. The right answer would be Ludwig Göransson.
Ludwig Göransson.
Ludwig is the correct answer for both of your films. I'm sorry to break it to
Okay.
you. Well, the first round is over and done with. I think both of our contestants have done well so far. So now this is the rebuttal section of the debate. So you guys have to tear down the other person's argument. So Gio, you have 2 minutes to tear down Fab's ridiculously generic point of view about all of this. Let's be honest, we didn't really bring much to the table. We didn't
I
really say
know.
anything exciting or
I
anything that
know.
we didn't expect.
I
So
know.
so please, for the love of God, like just tear this dude a new one. Like if not, like I'm gonna be really disappointed. So you got 2 minutes.
Uh,
Like just go all out, man. So starting 2 minutes starting now.
I brought out a pen, so I look smart. Um,
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, man.
hey,
it's gonna
hey,
take a lot,
we
man.
can. I can do that too.
Yo.
Um, Did you see me buying time? Anyway.
Hey, you wasted
Um,
time, dog. You got a minute and
That's what I
40
mean.
seconds
That's
left.
what I mean. That's what I mean. So sort of tearing down God of War. So, I mean, I like the concept of him sort of approaching God of War, but I feel that it's gonna get sort of like for the masses, it's gonna get confused with 300. Like he sort of already did something around this realm of like old old school, like that sort of war and like the old time sort of stuff. I think that like an audience will look at that and see 300 and they won't be able to like really tell those stories apart. And I think at this point, like Zach keeps being pitted into like these stories that are things that he's already done. And he's at a
One
point in
minute.
his career where he really needs to do something different. Like he really needs to do something that like we've just never seen from him before. When we think about like, oh sorry, that would be defending mine. I'll have a point for later about why mine would be the better option.
You got 45
But
seconds
yeah,
left.
he's gonna get typecast into doing his older stuff. We're already gonna get something along the lines of God of War when Justice League finally comes out that we've been waiting for 4 years. And I think that it's just as you said, it's kind of boring. It's kind of tired. We've already sort of seen this. I think it would be fun, but it's just we've already seen something like that. And haven't really
20
played the God
seconds
of War
left.
games, but I don't think that the story from the God of War games are that like elaborate and
10
sort of
seconds.
would be a waste of time of what Zach is capable of. So that's it.
Damn, Fab. How you feel after that?
No, I think he could have done better. I actually feel good.
Did
I
you hear
feel
that,
good
Gio?
now.
So you're saying wait, so you're saying that I could have broken down your
Yes.
choice even worse.
I was more
We're
nervous.
not happy with your choice.
He was.
No, I was more nervous before your rebuttal. So
I kind of gotta leave with. Fab, man. I expected a lot more savagery,
me
man.
too. Me
You were
I'm
too.
too nice of a guy. I
Man,
can't
just
do
stop
that
being nice.
shit.
Stop being nice.
I can't.
You
I'm
brought the
drinking a
corona to the
Perrier.
States. You ain't that nice, dog.
How nice can I be with a Perrier in my hand?
Man, it's all for show. It's all for show.
Uh,
Anyways, Fab, you got 2 minutes to like tear down Gio's argument about Metal Gear Solid being the dream Zack Snyder project. You got 2 minutes starting now.
man, we want to talk about generic. How many spy movies have we watched over the years? Like this Russian spy is actually a double agent working for this guy, but no, he's actually good, blah, blah, blah. Like we've seen that a million times. Like that would be a waste of Zach's time, actually. And what's the one critique most people have about Zach, rightfully or not, is that his movies are mostly convoluted. And the one fact about Metal Gear Solid, I don't care if you're a fan or not, that story is confusing as fuck.
Like a motherfucker. It sure
Like
is.
I don't like a war. Are we going with Solid Snake, Liquid Snake? Are we going with Big Boss? Like
Hey, don't forget Solidus. Don't forget Solidus.
Solid. Like which version are we going with? Like it is very confusing, and that is just gonna add an extra layer of critique
You got one more
on Zack
minute.
Snyder's filmography. And I don't know what else to say. Like it is a confusing story in general, and it's gonna add even more headache
What?
for Zach.
Give some example as to why it's confusing. You have 45 seconds. Come on, bro.
Like I don't know, the guy shows up and then you learn he's a clone of this guy that is actually the boss of that one, and this group they were all
30 seconds.
and you find out in the end they were all one group that separated, and it is all over the place as a story. And you can do that in one movie, to be honest. That's something you need like an MCU length of consistency to actually accomplish, and that's almost impossible to do. So
10 seconds.
that's
Okay.
why I feel like Metal Gear is not the right project for that.
Okay. All right. There you go. Another admirable round from the both of you. That's good. That's good. Still too nice, but we'll take it. But we'll take it. We'll take it. So,
What can I say, man?
don't let Gio fool you with that jovial smile of his.
Smile.
Yeah, that man will kill you, man. He'll make sure that you catch corona. He won't even think twice about it.
Seems like a nice guy to me.
I've known him longer than you. So, there, you both have 1 minute left to make a final point. So, Gio, you started this whole thing off. So, carry us into this new round. You got 1 more minute. Why is Metal Gear Solid Zack Snyder's dream project starting now?
Is this my final point, or is this like me defending the rebuttal?
You're
Just
defending the rebuttal.
defending the rebuttal.
Okay. Yeah. So I understand that the story is convoluted, but I think that you can definitely take Metal Gear Solid 2 and parts of Metal Gear Solid 1, put them together and make a perfect three act structure, and put it into like a 3.5 hour film. Like when you expect something from Zach, you're expecting like this big sort of opus. You were talking about epic, like the
30
idea
seconds.
of a spy film with that level of like fantasy brought in with people like Psycho Mantis and like all these characters that you can bring in and sort of bring in these like really cool designs, put in these like fight sequences that don't even have to last that long and don't have like you can still have time to like do the story,
15
but like
seconds.
have so many different approaches to like the battles and stuff like that, and then have it
10
all wrap
seconds.
up so nicely with the lolly lolly at the end. I think it's going to be
Ooh,
really good to have Zach
5
approach that,
seconds.
and I think that working with Hideo Kojima, I think they would
That's it.
work so well together,
That's it.
and it would work out.
That's it. Stop talking. God damn. I'm gonna have to take points away from you for that,
Hey,
bro.
hey, hey! There's no points. What points?
All right, I think you came mad strong in that last minute. I think you brought up some really, really good points,
Yeah,
bringing up
he
like the
did.
fantasy elements. I was waiting for you to do that since the first round. Like you just out there sleeping, Gio.
Yeah.
I like everybody remembers what happens at the end, so I'm
Yo,
saving
I'm just
it.
you had the bias, man. You had the lolly lule on your side, bro. Anyways, so Fab, you got 1 more minute to defend the rebuttal, man. 1 minute starting now.
Yeah, Gio said people are going to confuse it with 300, and like, no, there is nothing similar between 300 and God of War. And people said the same thing before Zach made 300. They were like, another swords and sandal movie. Like, we've seen a million of those. And what did he do? He's an innovator. He's going to take God of War and even make it into something that we've never seen before. Like, we've seen Zack Snyder doubters before. They talk about, we've
30
seen
seconds.
that, blah, blah, blah. But no, God of War is, I wouldn't say it's unique in its premise, but it's unique in its execution. So I believe Zach is going to take that story, and it is not convoluted. Unlike
15 seconds.
it's not convoluted at all. And I think Zach is going to bring those characters
10
to another
seconds.
level. So yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen. I think that this was a really, really good debate. Strong points from two really good men. And you have 30 more seconds for your closing statements. Gio, you're going first. So I hope you're ready. So you have 30 seconds starting now.
Yeah, so basically, I just want to see Zach put together a bunch of crazy ass sets, have this crazy ass story, and work with one of my favorite um, game developers, storytellers, other than Zach, that I've
15
seen
seconds.
before. So I think him and just Hideo working together, I think it would be like
10
my
seconds.
dream already happened when I saw Zach work with Superman
Five
in
seconds.
Man of Steel and BVS, and this would really be my dream sort of being excelled. So this is all for me.
Awesome.
Let's just have it make it happen.
That's
I'm a
it.
nice guy. Let's do it for
Thank
me.
you, Gio. Thank you so much. All right, Fab, you got 30 seconds for your closing statement. So hit me with it. Start 30 seconds starting now.
Hey, there will be nothing better than watching Zack Snyder accomplish what is, my opinion, the most epic game ever created, which is God of War. And it fits his
15
directorial
seconds.
style. Is we know Zach is a big fan of mythology, so this is right
10 seconds.
in his wheelhouse. And there's nothing better. I would like to watch him direct a God of War based movie, man.
Perfect. Thank you both. Thank you both. Thank you both. You guys both did very well. You both brought some stellar points to the table. I especially like Fab's approach of the epicness that we know Zack Snyder's movies for, and how God of War fits perfectly into that realm, and he would definitely take that material and elevate it into something that we haven't seen yet. And you're absolutely right when you mention when 300 was coming out. It was just off of the heels of Troy.
Troy,
Troy had
exactly.
just released, and there was another movie, Troy, Lord of the Rings, all of these movies
And
had come out.
Gladiator.
Gladiator, and he was still able to do something very unique with it, and maybe really make it stand out from
Yeah,
everything else,
he
and
did.
create a smash hit that surprised WB so much that they gave him Bruce Wayne's car. um, and Gio, I think that you brought up some very strong points as well about Metal Gear Solid. It is an epic as well, but in a very different way. It is a spy story, but it's unique in the way that it's approached. And Zach would take that even a step further. Even your idea of taking parts of one and bridging it with two and creating that into a 3.5 hour movie, I think would work wonders. Because what you would do is you would remove the tanker sequence from the sequel and then replace it with the Shadow Moses incident from the original. And I think that that could work very well. It might be a time crunch. He might need more than one movie to be able to
Yeah,
really perfect that.
definitely.
But I do really like the idea and that approach. I really wish Gio would have pushed more about the fantastical elements of Metal Gear Solid, brought up some of the characters that Snake has to face. You mentioned Psycho Mantis real quick, but you Sniper Wolf, Raven, uh, there's so Revolver Ocelot. There's so many down the list, and I really wish that you had talked about like how casting those roles would have been amazing for Zach. But all in all, I think that you were both very, very, very strong contestants. But I'm sorry, Fab. I gotta give it to you, man. You got this one
Oh,
in the bag.
Wait, so
thank
you
you, my
decide who
man.
wins?
Yes, I
Thank
decide
you.
who wins,
Yeah,
bro.
he does.
The vote.
I am judge, jury, and executioner. I
Hey,
apologize.
Gio, who knows? Maybe the fans are going to disagree with
I think the
him.
people will disagree.
Exactly. So
Hey,
exactly. So that's the next step here. This is just my opinion, and I
yep.
might be wrong. So this is we're gonna give the fans a chance to hit the polls, and you guys get to tell us who you think should have won this debate. Fabrice with God of War, who I said was the winner, or Gio, who made some really strong points as well and did very well in this debate. So it's up to you guys to decide. So it's up to you guys to
I'm dressed
decide
on point.
who's the winner. So please follow the link to the poll and let us know your thoughts. And while you're at it, why don't you like drop us a comment? Why don't you like the video and subscribe to it and hit that and hit the bell so that you know when the next episode of the Snyder Cut debates pops up on the channel. So thank you to the audience. Thank you for releasing Snyder Cut. And thank you, Zack Snyder. So before we go out, Fabrice, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at FreshyRose. That's FreshYROSA.
All
Thank you
right,
for having me, guys.
awesome. Gio, what about you?
I am on Twitter at B_I_NGIO, like the song. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm also on Instagram, same name.
You should definitely check out Gio's Instagram. It is like full of amazing and incredible pictures taken from New York, taken from Japan. So
I
take a look.
I just saw like 3 pictures he took the other night, man. They looked amazing.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were
I
they were
started posting some stuff
incredible.
on. I started.
Yeah,
Thank you. I started posting stuff on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
those were incredible.
I
Thanks,
don't
guys.
I don't like
appreciate
Gio very much, but his pictures are the bomb.
They are.
it.
And you can find me at Man United 0710. So thank you everyone involved. Thank you to the listeners. Thank you to the audition, to the audience, and thank you both for like just coming through and really like making an exciting and interesting debate. So with that, thank you all, and always remember, release the sniper. Thank you. And good night.